Hello everyone, and welcome back to the HaasOnline training series. In this session, we're going to take a look at the Flash Crash bot. Now, the Flash Crash bot is one of the premier bots on the HaasOnline platform, which basically allows you to do a spread order strategy on the market you wish. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First, we need to log in. Now, it's something important to note. The Flash Crash bot can be used in both short-term and long-term trades. So basically, the size of the spread or the distance of the spread will dictate if we're looking for a short-term or more long-term type of strategy. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's just go right into it. So on the left-hand side, what you're going to want to do is go down to Custom Bots, click it, and then click this plus sign right here. If you've been watching these videos, you're very familiar with what we do next. We need to click this drop down and look for Flash Crash bot, which is right here. Then we're going to go ahead and select our market. Let's just do ADA BTC as usual. And let's go ahead and click add. Now what you'll notice is this window pops up here, which is our Flash Crash order book, and it's empty right now because we actually haven't done anything. Now, with most of our bots that have two screens, we can configure a majority of the bot here within this main screen. But what I want to do is we're going to actually just do it all in the full screen mode to get all of the features. So let's go ahead and click that full screen. And you'll be taken to this. Now, don't worry, it's not as complicated as it looks. We have our settings panel right here, our order book right here, and then, of course, our chart. So what we're going to do first is we want to do this on the 15-minute chart. So I'm going to put 15 minutes. And that's it. So now I have this 15-minute chart right here. Next thing I want to do is let's just go down to settings. Now, of course, you know the home settings is the bot name and our chart interval. In general settings, we have our usual, the bot name, the account, the market, and the fee. We're going to leave this all default right now. Then we get this $ blinking red. This is where the actual part of the meat of the setup is. We can pick a base price. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit this and hit save. And I'm going to show you kind of how this looks. So the base price is going to be the order at which our first sell will occur. Now I know that sounds kind of confusing right now, but don't worry, we'll get into it. So what we're going to do is just click the current price, hit save there, and then there's different spread types. It's a percentage, a fixed amount, percentage with boost, and exponential. They all have a different way of handling how the spread works. But for this tutorial, we'll cover percentage. If you're interested in how the others work, just check it out on the wiki. Now, our spread's important. This is how far we want each order to be from one another. So, for example, if I do 0.1, that means each order will be 0.1% from the other one. Now, you need to make sure that this spread percentage is large enough to cover your fees. So, obviously, this might not be enough, but we can do 1.5. So, that's really it for this, but we still don't see any of the orders on our order book. What we need to do is we need to go into the amount spread settings or the red Bitcoin symbol and actually tell it how much we want to use. So we're going to say we want to buy, let's say 1,088. And for our order size, we're going to do 100. And of course, the way this works is we can have either all buys, or we could say we want to buy nothing but ADA. But if we already have ADA, we can say I want 1,000 sells. And this is the total amount I want to use. And you can use both of those. And then, of course, order size, how much ADA to use for each order. So we're going to say this. Let's say we don't have any. We just have Bitcoin and we need to buy 1,000. And we want 100 per order. Let's go ahead and save. And now what you'll see is this kind of green chart pop up here. And now don't worry why it seems kind of off. It's just the price points on the chart. But what you'll see is everything is about 1% or 1.15%. But, you know, there's a problem. So this yellow line dictates our base price, and then each one of these green lines is going to be our percentage. But if you notice, we're not really in this channel. So let's assume I wanted to trade this. Let's say I believe this channel is going to keep going right here. Well, our base price isn't in the right spot. So because what happens is when this order fills, the sell price gets moved to here. And then when this order fills, the sell price goes here, so on and so forth on the way down. And then once we're back up, we do it again. So I need to capture more of this noise. I think we're going to keep going like this. So what we need to do is we're going to let's fix our percentage. We're going to set that to 2. And then what we're going to do is I want a base price of, let's say, 1135. So I'm going to hit save there. And if you notice, 2% is too much. So we're going to do 0.2. There we go. Now that looks much better. So now what happens is we're going to start capturing this noise. Now we set it here for a good reason, because what will happen is, since we're down here, when this buy fills, our first sell is going to be right here at this other buy point. It's gonna take a little bit to get used to that idea. So let's just go ahead and go over it one more time. If this buy fills, it will sell at the buy position before it, and it's always for profit. That's always going to be a 0.2% profit all the way up. And we're going to constantly be doing this as this market goes up and down like that. Now, I know what you're saying. Okay, well, what if I already have the coins? What we can do is we can just put 1,080 right here. So now we're in the opposite position. And what happens now is we can say this is our base price, and we're going to, first sell is going to be here, and then our next buy is going to be there, sell there, buy there. And if we want to play that same channel, we just need to move our base price down. So let's say 1111. So now this is exceptionally useful when you have bags and you don't want to sell them for a loss, but you want to put them to work. So we can do something like this, where our total bag amounts are our trade amount, and then we can just sell, buy all the way through, which would mean once this sell happens, we're going to put a buy here. This sell happens, we're going to put buy right here, so on and so forth, as the market's moving. And let's say we have both. Well, we can do this as well, but you'll see what happens is now we're kind of out of position here. And our base price now needs to change. So we would put it somewhere in the middle to get both of these in the same area. Okay, simple enough. You know, the Flash Crash Bot is pretty straightforward once you get to it. Now, we also have control of the orders. So let's say we want to remove some sell orders from this, and then it'll fix the, you know, where the orders are if we want to. Let's say we decide, you know what, we only want 10 sell orders and 8 buy orders. We can definitely do that. But let's just go ahead. Let's remove this. Let's do our buys, and let's put this back at 1135. So what we're doing is we're just basically going to reset this so we have that channel again. But let's look at some of the more advanced features. So if we go to advanced settings, you'll see we have 3 advanced settings. We have something called follow the trend. We have bot deactivation and refill delay. Now, follow the trend is one of the cooler features of the Flash Crash Bot. Let's say for whatever reason our Flash Crash Bot isn't in position. The market took off the moment we hit play, and now we're not in position. So what we're going to do is let's simulate that. Let's say our first flash crash is back at 1111, but in this case, it's going to be for the buy. So let's say we're out of position. What we can do is we can say follow the trend, and I'm going to say let's do 3 steps. Now 3 steps means 3 of my buy order distances, and let's hit save and see what happens. So what you have now is this box, and what this box says is the price is allowed to move within this outside of our flash crash zone. But if at any point the price leaves it, we can move our orders up steps to try to catch it. And the way this works is basically we have this check interval. So if we put 1 minute here, what will happen is as the price is moving, every minute we're going to see if the price is outside of this blue channel. If it is, if it's up here, then once our timeout happens, we will move our buy orders up a step. Rinse, repeat until we're back in the channel. Now, until we're back at the, in the buy zone. And this channel also moves with our steps as well. Now, it's important to note that the moment one of our first buy orders hits, or sell orders if we're in the opposite direction, this will no longer work. Follow the trend deactivates. So we'll no longer have the ability to follow market movement up or down. And then, of course, we can do an offset. So let's say 2 steps and 3. So now the price is allowed to move this far away from our setup. Next, we have another option called bot deactivation. It's fairly straightforward. Basically, we say if we are this far from our first order or last order, depending on direction, turn the bot off. And we can say 2% on that. And you'll see that if at any point we're this far out, we're just going to turn the bot off. And if we do it in the opposite direction, what we can do is just move in or out of. And what this will do is it'll actually, if we're in a complete sell position and the market's crashing on us, we can go ahead and market sell all of our holdings to minimize our loss. Think about it as like a stop loss for a flash crash bot. And then finally, we have a refill delay. This is just how long to wait before we put those orders back in. So if we set this to 2 minutes, nothing changes in our orders, but once a buy order occurs, we'll wait 2 minutes before we actually place a sell order or place a new buy order. So that's really it. The Flash Crash Bot is simple once you get the hang of it. And of course, right here, this is just a price spread chart. Sorry, spread chart to show you where your orders are in contrast to things. But aside from that, the Flash Crash Bot is very simple. It allows you to take advantage of market movement over trying to do things based on the indicators. Some traders enjoy a non-TA based trade style, and this is one of those where everything's based on price movement, percentage spreads, and order spreads. Hopefully that helped explain how this Flash Crash Bot works. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments below or join us on our Discord channel. And until next time, guys, I hope to see you guys again.